Hey guys, Pete Moxon, Moxon Muscle. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about something that never really gets spoke about, and that is how to begin a cut. Now, when I say how to begin a cut, I don't mean eat less and do more exercise. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that to lose weight, to lose fat, you need to move more and you need to eat less. However, what I'm going to talk about, and hopefully it won't take too long, it should only take a few minutes, is what the most effective way of doing that process is. Now, most people's idea is that they will have 6 months in winter up until about March where they bulk, they get fat, they eat whatever the hell they want. They'll put a little bit of size on, a little bit of strength, most of it's just fat, and then when it comes down to cutting again, they lose it all, okay? They lose all the fat, but they lose any muscle that they may have gained during the winter. Now, what I'm going to try and sort of show you guys is that actually if you're smart, and for the record today I'm talking about 100% natural guys, I'm not talking about anyone on roids, I'm not talking about people who are using SARMs, who are using gear. What I'm talking about is the people who don't use anything except for protein, amino acids, multivits, etc. As in they're not injecting anything into themselves. Now, the biggest mistake that people make initially is that they change everything at once. So it might sound like common sense, if you want to lose weight, if you want to cut, change your diet, increase your cardio, and change your exercises all in one go. No, that's it's a waste of time, because what's going to happen is, yes, in the first 1 to 2 weeks, you'll see a dramatic loss in body fat, you'll feel better about yourself, you might even start seeing a little bit of bit of definition in your stomach. However, where do you go from there? And this is the thing I'm going to try and get at today, is that you have to be able to progress. There has to be a progression. Your body will adapt. The human body is incredibly adept at adapting to change. So if you change everything at once, after your body's adapted to that change, there is nowhere for you to go and you're stuck there. Okay, you can't. It's very, very difficult to get lean and to look better after that stage. So what I would suggest is, lower your calories by 500 and add a couple of cardio sessions a week, and that's it. Keep your training exactly the same. You shouldn't. There's a misconception with cutting and bulking that you train differently. You don't. Muscle moves weight. Fat doesn't move weight. So if you're maintaining your muscle mass, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to lift at least similar to what you were lifting when you were bulking. If you don't believe me, type in Ronnie Coleman best lifts compilation. There's a video of Ronnie Coleman about 3 weeks out from the Olympia, and he's squatting, I think it's 800 pounds. Now, I'm sorry, but if you couldn't lift that weight when you cut, then how could he? I know obviously Ronnie Coleman is all natural and there's obviously no steroids going in there, but, and this is the thing, that part doesn't matter, okay? He's still lifting a stupid amount of weight with a 8-pack pretty much. He's got 0 body fat and he is incredibly strong. The difference between that and most people's average cut is that they just, you would try and get things too quickly. People are impatient. It's the biggest problem with the modern world, is that people don't realise that it takes probably 16 weeks for a natural guy to get down to a really decent shape. 16 weeks is 4 months, for those of you who don't realise. It's a long period of time, and you can't expect to start in March for a holiday in May and look incredible. You'll look good compared to the average human, you'll look amazing, but we're not trying to compete against people who don't train. We're trying to look good for ourselves, and we're trying to make ourselves feel better, and trying to sort of better ourselves through exercise. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is progression. So I said at the start, that do a couple of cardio sessions a week and lower your calories. See how that goes. If you are continuing to lose weight and continuing to look better, maintain that. As soon as your fat loss plateaus, so as soon as your fat loss stops and you maintain for a few days, add an extra cardio session a week, do a couple of extra burnout sets at the end of the workout. You're going to notice I'm not going to tell you to lower your calories anymore. A 500 calorie deficit is more than enough, and as soon as you go lower than that, you're just going to start burning muscle, okay? You will lose fat faster, but you're also going to look like a starving child. And the whole idea is that you're aiming to maintain as much muscle mass as possible, while also maintaining a lean, athletic physique. The third thing, okay, and this is super important, when you're cutting, take vitamins and make sure you get enough sleep. I cannot emphasize this enough. There's a good train of thought, and there's a lot of studies out there, and I will hopefully do a video in the future about sleep, because it's one of the biggest things that people forget about and people discredit. If you're cutting, you're going to need extra sleep. Take naps in the day if you can. You know, I understand if you've got a busy job you can't take a nap in the day, but you need to conserve your energy. You need to ensure that most of your energy is going towards training and is going towards what you want it to do. Okay. Now, people think that you get lazy when you're cutting. You don't. You're going to be groggy. Okay. You're going to feel a bit meh. You're going to feel a bit slow, a bit groggy, a bit druggy. You know, you're not going to feel your best. But I promise you, you will feel better after a period of time. There's a transition period. When you're cutting, it takes about 3 or 4 weeks for your body to change over and to get used to natural foods. Okay? If you've been eating tacos and pizza all your life, and you suddenly start eating all this green veg, all this natural whole food, all this fibre, initially your body doesn't know what to do, and your body kind of rejects it. It kind of doesn't want to change, because the human body is very stubborn to change. It will want the easiest way, it will want the easiest route. But what you'll find is that after 6 to 7 weeks, you've broken through that barrier, and actually you don't crave food that you used to crave. You might crave the odd thing, like when I get really lean, I generally crave donuts. I never have donuts in my life. I never eat donuts normally. But when I'm cutting, I crave them, because it's subliminally something that I'm barring myself from having, and I know that because I shouldn't have it, therefore I want it. You know, people always want what they can't have. But yeah, just take things slow. Plan your steps out. Plan everything out. What do I want to achieve? When do I want to achieve it by? Why do I want to achieve it? Okay, write everything down. Say, you know, if it's in January now, now it's middle of June. If you wanted to cut for summer, if you haven't started 3 months ago, you're probably not going to be able to do it now. Okay, you've probably missed the boat. The sun's out right now. In 2 weeks' time, it's going to be horrible again. So you know, focus your attention for next year. But like the best example, and I would strongly recommend you go and look at the current physique and Olympia competitors that are prepping for Mr. Olympia in 12 weeks' time. Okay, they're now at that stage where they're going through the barrier of transitioning from an off-season to a full-on contest diet, and they're going to have some really insightful information for you if you're interested. Okay, so tried to keep it a short video today. I want you guys to message me, and I want you to tell me what topics you want me to cover, what things you want to know, and what questions you want asked. Okay. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, follow my channel. I've got an Instagram under the same name. Drop your topics and drop your questions down below, and I'll see you guys very soon.